Hello and welcome to another Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts build request. This request comes from Beetleweed, who has asked if I can make a British Challenger 2 main battle tank. As you may well know, this is not the first tank I've built in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, having also built the Scorpion from Halo. Although, as I mentioned in the battleship video, I'm not exactly that well versed in real military vehicles. So while I have done my best to recreate the vehicle in the game, it should be noted that when I Google searched for reference pictures and found a video online of one in action, that was really my first exposure to the vehicle, so if you have a more intimate understanding of the Challenger 2 main battle tank, you'll probably notice small things I've missed off or got wrong, and I do apologise for that. As always, I will end this video with a layer by layer of this vehicle, so you'll be able to recreate it in your own save and remedy any mistakes I've made. Helpfully, one such video I found actually showed the vehicle in two parts with the top turret section not on, and so I was able to actually build the base part first. I wanted the vehicle to be very large, and I knew this would be a very parts heavy build, so I made sure to use ammo blocks, large engines and trays whenever I could in order to stretch the part limit as far as possible. And of course, because Caterpillar treads are unfortunately not an available part in Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts, I had to simply resort to using high grip wheels and making the vehicle's body shape to give it the illusion of having at least some form of tank treads. Once the base of the vehicle had begun to take a satisfactory form, I started to work on the turret section and, well, because I'm a big fan of functionality, I wanted to make sure it could actually turn. I didn't bother breaking much new ground for this because if it's not broke, don't fix it, so I just utilised the simple turret technique, and if you want to know more about that, I've actually done a tutorial on it before, so I'll put a link to that video in the description and probably at the end of this video. I had a little bit of trouble getting the balance exactly right for this top turret because since there's so much more surface area, you can't have it just sitting on top of it really, because then it gets so much friction that it can't turn properly, and also being so large and heavy lended more problems to its actual turning. But after an embarrassingly large amount of experimentation, I did get it working to a satisfactory level. Due to the vehicle length limit and the fact that the top half is connected to the bottom half with an actual tow bar, I decided to move the entire top half slightly further back so it doesn't line up with the tow bar properly in order to allow me to extend the barrel further. This way, the barrel looks closer to the size it should be, and it's simply a matter of moving the top half slightly more forward so the two tow bars line up and connect when you enter the game world. I couldn't get the driver's seat exactly where I wanted to, but where I did end up deciding to put it gave us a pretty good first-person view. And I also went and added an egg turret, because in some of the reference photos I looked at, the Challenger 2 main battle tank had itself a machine gun mount. With this all done and the vehicle looking pretty close to what I wanted it to, I realised I still had some parts to play around with, so I extended the entire base of the vehicle upwards by another block, allowing me to add slightly more detail to the front and making the entire thing a bit bulkier and I think a little bit closer to what it should have looked. And then in the end, I decided to paint the entire thing black because there's no military green available and, well, all of the greens look kind of ugly and black looks good on everything. So there you have it, the Challenger 2 main battle tank. If you want to build this vehicle in your own save, when I stop talking in a few seconds there'll be a layer by layer of this vehicle, so just copy that as a little bit of a guide. And the grim builds of this vehicle will go up tomorrow for anyone who's interested in that. So with all of that said and done, thanks for watching and until next time, I have been and still am Grim Grindle.